Ford to 50015 to speak to us about leasing your next vehicle.
Text cost a standard rate. Price quoted for Transit Custom Base with no maintenance. Over 4 years with 3 monthly rentals in advance. 20,000 kilometres per annum. Business users only. Price excludes VAT. Ford Lease is provided by Marion Fleet Management, trading as Ford Lease.
Create the Premier League atmosphere at home with Harvey Norman, the home of the big screen. Feel like you're on the pitch with our stunning range of 4K smart LED and OLED TVs from LG, starting from just $449. Plus, hear every kick, save, tackle, decision with LG's best-in-class soundbars. Get TV ready for all the big games with Harvey Norman. Shop online today or safely in our spacious stores. Harvey Norman, home of the big screen.
This is not the time for business as usual. It's time for effort and imagination. It's time to use technology to start your online plans. It's time to work from home to stay in touch. It's time to look to each other. Erscá Céile. Ireland is working online with help from Black Knight and .ie, because now we need better than business as usual. Call Black Knight on 059 918 3027 or visit blackknight.ie.
I was never good at spelling. I could read just fine, but I would be afraid if anybody asked me to do anything involving spelling. But since doing the course, all that has changed. I am braver. In fact, I feel braver than ever now. You know, you're never too old to learn. Never.
If reading, writing, maths or technology is holding you back, take the first step. Free phone 1-800-2020-65 or text LEARN to 550 to see how we can help. This free and confidential service is supported by your local ETB, Solis and Nala.
Introducing Guardson Sport. Protect your sporting equipment from COVID-19 for up to 14 days with Guardson Sport Disinfectant Treatment. Ideal in team sport settings with the sharing of balls, rackets, gloves, helmets and all other sporting equipment. Guardson Sport kills COVID-19 on impact, keeping surfaces free from COVID-19 and other viruses and bacteria for up to 14 days by creating a protective polymer layer on application. For more information on Guardson Sport and other quality assured, certified and approved PPE, visit yourcovidprotection.com.
123inc.ie have your office needs covered. So whether you're an accountant, butcher, carpenter, dentist, electrician, florist, graphic designer, hairdresser, journalist, lecturer, musician, optician, retailer, teacher, solicitor, web designer, or yoga instructor, we've got what you need. And we're cheaper than your current supplier. 123inc.ie. For home, for office, for less.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Everton against Liverpool from Goodison Park. I'm your host, John Anderson. Alongside me is the former Aston Villa and England striker, Gabby Agbonlahor. This Premier League live. The two teams out in the middle now. They're such familiar rivals. They first met in the 1890s. This is the 237th meeting between Everton and Liverpool. It's the 10th anniversary of Everton's last victory in this fixture, exactly a decade ago today. It's also 5 years ago today since Jurgen Klopp took charge of a Liverpool game. In that period, he has never lost a derby. He has also never lost back-to-back games in the Premier League. But that's the potential danger facing Liverpool after that humiliating collapse against Aston Villa, which nobody saw coming. And conceded 11. Only West Bromwich Albion have conceded more goals in the Premier League this season so far than Liverpool. The champions, of course, they won it by 18 points with 7 games to spare last season. They'd won their previous 3 Premier League games but brought crashing back down to earth. But they have Sadio Mane back, they have Thiago Alcantara back because both of them were forced to isolate due to COVID restrictions. Henderson is also back for Liverpool, as is Joel Matip, who makes his first appearance of the season. centre-half. Everton have Alan and Andre Gomez back in their squad. Adrian is the goalkeeper for Liverpool in the continued absence of Alisson, a man who's under the spotlight after mistakes against Aston Villa. His opposite number is Jordan Pickford, who contributed to the chaos that led to the penalty that saw England lose against Denmark in midweek. The two managers know each other well. Jurgen Klopp is wearing a baseball cap as ever with a black puffed Liverpool jacket on. Ancelotti is slightly more conservatively dressed in a blue suit as the referee Michael Oliver prepares to get us underway after the players take the knee. It's strange and eerie still at Goodison Park. Just imagine what the noise we would be hearing in the background if these two great rivals had both sets of supporters in this famous old ground. We're getting an aerial shot of Goodison Park, and as it pans out across the terraced houses, you can see Anfield across Stanley Park. I think only Nottingham Forest and Notts County in English football have grounds that are as close together as these two are. The city is split. You're either a red or you're a blue. It was Reds celebrating last season with that title. It was Reds celebrating generally over the last 10 years. 11 wins and 11 draws in 22 games against Everton. But will the Blues give Liverpool the Blues themselves with a rare victory over there? There's everything to suggest that they're in the kind of form to possibly do that. I'll take you through the two teams in full. Everton have Jordan Pickford in goal, and a back four of Seamus Coleman, Michael Keane, Yerry Mina and Luca Digne. Mina and Dean have both shrugged off knocks which they picked up on. Indeed, Mina didn't play for Colombia in the games where James Rodriguez was capped. In the middle three for Everton is Abdoulaye Doucouré, the returning Alan and the returning Gomez. Then it's James Rodriguez, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the Premier League's joint top scorer, and a player who got his 10th goal for club and country with a header against Wales last weekend. Richarlison completes the front three. For Liverpool, it's Adrian in goal. The back four is Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, the returning Joel Matip, and Andrew Robertson. And it's Fabinho, Jordan Henderson and Thiago, and up front familiar three, Sadio Mane back from his COVID rest. Roberto Firmino and Mo Salah. Salah has only ever scored one goal in a Merseyside derby. At the opposite end of the field, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, for all his recent goal-scoring exploits, has played Liverpool on 10 occasions and never scored once. Liverpool wearing red, Everton in blue, of course, as Everton take their free kick. It's with Michael Keane, who was one of the goal scorers last season at Anfield when it finished 5-2 to Liverpool. But goals have been at a premium at Goodison Park in this fixture recently. Only 3 goals have come in the last 5 encounters. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold just knocking it back to Joel Matip. Joe Gomez left out after a couple of weak performances. They'll be pleased to have Matip back. Ball is knocked forward by Salah towards Mane, who can't get a touch. But on the far side of the field is Robertson. Robertson into Sadio Mane, who scoops the ball into the roof of the net, and Liverpool have the perfect start to the derby. Robertson's low cross from the left-hand side, and Sadio Mane was there on the edge of the 6-yard box just to side foot the ball high into the net. Everton are the league leaders, Liverpool are the champions, and it's the champions who've drawn first blood early. It's Everton 0, Liverpool 1.
It's a great ball here from Salah, isn't it? But I think Coleman he sells himself here. Robertson's always favourite, and then there's no one picking up Mane for the finish. It's a great goal from Liverpool, but I still think it's poor defending from Coleman. He should have waited before he attacked Robertson.
Well, it was a lovely finish by Sadio Mane. No chance at all for Jordan Pickford. As we mentioned, it's 3 games, well, the last 3 at Goodison in the Premier League between these two have finished 0-0. We had a feeling there would be goals, Gabby, didn't we? It took 3 minutes. I think this is going to be quite a game.
It's a perfect start, isn't it, for a neutral? I mean, you want goals in a game like this after a few 0-0s in these sort of games. So we're happy with the start, but I still think, looking at the replay that we got here, I mean, Seamus Coleman sells himself. You're not going to win that ball. You've got a jockey there and defend properly against Robertson.
Well, Mane jumped for joy. He's had a difficult couple of weeks. He was sidelined due to COVID positive test, which meant he had to isolate along with his teammate Thiago Alcantara. But he's in fantastic form, Sadio Mane, at the moment. That's his 4th goal of the season already, and it's come early against the arch rival. So, well, Gabby, we were talking about Liverpool reacting after that Aston Villa performance. They've certainly done that so far.
Yeah, 100%, and I feel like Van Dijk set the tempo. He made a few early fouls, and he looks like he's up for the game.
Yep, here's Henderson. And now Robertson again. Mane looking to create one. This time into the box it goes, and it needed a desperate intervention from Lucadinha between 2 Liverpool players there to prevent that cross getting onto a head. Liverpool look up for it, don't they?
Yeah, you look at Henderson there. It's a great run from Henderson and great defending as well from Digne, because that was nearly 2-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, flying header from the Frenchman. Came off the head of Henderson first, but Digne had to throw himself at the ball. Liverpool leading by a goal to 0. Now have a 5th-minute corner. Trent Alexander-Arnold takes it, but it's headed away by Andre Gomez. Only out as far as Fabinho, who teases it forward towards Van Dijk, who goes in with Pickford. And it looks a nasty blow for Van Dijk, who I think overstretched, and the referee, Michael Oliver, has given Everton a free kick, but Liverpool have threatened every time they've come forward.
Yeah, I mean, I said this, didn't I? I said I thought Liverpool would come out like a team that's possessed, and they are. They're not coming here today to just win, looking to make a statement themselves, and I feel they want to get a number of goals today against his Everton side.
Well, they've got 1 goal already through Sadio Mane. It's his 4th of his career against Everton. He scored in that victory by 5 goals to 2 at Anfield last season. Van Dijk is still having his knee looked at.
I think as well, if that wasn't offside there from Van Dijk, I think that was a penalty, because Pickford's not touched the ball and he's took Van Dijk out. But luckily for Everton, he was offside.
Yep, you might be right. I think he was just off. It doesn't look good for Liverpool. They won't want to lose Virgil van Dijk of all people. We're just looking at it again. It was Fabinho who lofted it in. It was clever. He was just offside, that's for sure. And then Pickford came in. Yeah. Well, I think you're right, Gabby. Yes, I mean, Pickford, he worries me. I think spatially and in terms of his anticipation, he's not in a good place at the moment, Jordan Pickford. And I think he's... You know, we saw it against England, didn't we? The Denmark game in midweek, where he came rushing out of his goal. The offside is marginal. Hang on. Yeah, it might end up being a penalty here. I mean, well, it's one of those ones.
Not offside, is it?
No, I don't think he is, because there's a foot. It's Calvert-Lewin's foot, I think, is one side of the line. Yeah. And Virgil van Dijk's is the other. So we've got a decision here to be made, and I've got a feeling it might be an offside decision, although Michael Oliver is still talking to those at Stockley Park. The VAR officials are David Coote and Lee Betts. Pickford is looking slightly anxious. Virgil van Dijk is still off the pitch receiving treatment. Jurgen Klopp has put a mask over his face and is talking to the 4th official. Now then, what is the decision? I think it's going to end up being an offside decision, and no penalty. But it's been a Interesting start to the game. Van Dijk is still down, which is worrying, although he is just getting up to his feet now. Carlo Ancelotti is chewing ferociously on a piece of gum as he looks across. Jordan Pickford took the decision to challenge Van Dijk. The ball had gone nowhere really off Van Dijk and away, but he was caught by Pickford. And Michael Oliver's decision, as Virgil van Dijk trudges behind the goal, is offside and free kick to Everton. So we're back in play with Keane launching it forward, away by Matip, hits Alexander-Arnold, who launches it down the right-hand side. Cushioned header for Everton, finds Richarlison, who scored for Brazil against Peru in the international break. Well, because Neymar scored a hat-trick in a 4-2 win, which took him behind only Pele in the goal-scoring charts for Brazil. Neymar. Here come Everton again. Little flick by Coleman, and then forward by Doucouré. And there's a chance here for Calvert-Lewin. He's only got Richarlison in the box to aim at the moment, so he delays. Nobody in the top leagues in Europe has scored more goals in all competitions this season so far than Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Here's Digne, just rolls it back to Gomez square to Yerry Mina, and now Seamus Coleman, who was caught a little bit by Robertson in the run up to that goal. He's looking to get down. One back possession with Henderson, who goes back to Adrian. That's interesting, Gabby, isn't it? Adrian has belted that as far as he can. I just think he's a bit worried about his touch after those mistakes against Villa.
Yeah, definitely. He's not messing around, is he? He's got, every time that ball comes back to him, he's not going to try and play from the back. And I think sometimes as a goalkeeper, if you're under pressure, that's what you got to do.
Yes.
There's no point putting yourself under pressure and taking a touch. Get rid of it.
I was talking to Danny Higginbottom yesterday, and he was saying that he felt that Liverpool are, when it's Adrian and not Alisson, playing a dangerous game with the high line, because the goalkeeper isn't as adept, Adrian, as Alisson is with the ball at his feet. Here's Luca Digne for Everton, looking to get back into the game quickly. Easy one for Adrian, who's wearing all black. Do you sense maybe that Liverpool perhaps need to protect their goalkeeper a little bit more than they did 2 weeks ago?
100%. I feel like sometimes if the goalkeeper isn't as good on the ball, you just play different tactics. You don't play from the back, and you get it forward and play on the second balls, and it looks like that's what Liverpool are doing at the moment.
Yeah. We've had 10 leading by a goal to nil in the derby. Sadio Mane after only 3 minutes. Let us know on Twitter what you think of the game. Tell us where you are and what your thoughts are, and we'll read out as many as we can. Here's Mina on his own goal line, close to the corner flag, hoists it forward. It hits Mane. There's a little bit of afters there between Mane and Mina. Meanwhile, Virgil van Dijk doesn't look to me like a player who thinks he's to come back onto the pitch. Alisson, the step over, the ball square, knocked away by Gomez with his first touch, did well there, but Everton have won it back. Digne on this near side, flicks the ball into the box. It's a good cross. There's Calvert-Lewin, who's so good in the air, as we've seen, but this time his header goes over the bar. Looking there for his 7th Premier League goal of the season, his 10th in all competitions for Everton, and his 11th if you include England, but he just got underneath it and he's hoisted it too high. But that's what Everton to do. And Calvert-Lewin scored the first in a 3-0 win against Wales. Played in the other 2 games as well. A very, very good victory over Belgium, and a less impressive display in the defeat by Denmark. But he is a player absolutely oozing confidence, and Carlo Ancelotti somehow appears to have transformed Dominic Calvert-Lewin's goal touch. Here's Firmino for Liverpool. That's a good ball out to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who flicks it into the box. It's headed away by Keane and then controlled by Gomez, but Henderson snaps in and wins the ball. And here's Firmino going for goal. It loops up. Pickford punches under pressure from Henderson. It's still not clear for Everton. It's Andrew Robertson. He's got to the byline again. Can he set up another? There is Firmino. And the header's gone wide. But, well, that was down to the tenacious nature of Jordan Henderson initially, keeping that attack alive for Liverpool. And another Robertson cross almost converted.
It's been a poor start from Gomez for me. I think he's relaxing on the ball on the edge of his box, and Liverpool, they're not here today to mess about. Liverpool are here today to press high and try and get as much goals as they can, and I think it's a bit of a wake-up call now for Everton, as they've not really started the game.
No, they haven't. Haven't seen James Rodriguez at all, have we, on the ball in the opening 13 minutes? We're getting tweets coming in. That Nigerian Arsenal guy says this match is going to be a Salah genius or a Pickford disaster. He thinks Liverpool will win by 3-0. Not sure it'll be that one-sided, but King Jerry says Sadio Mane is the best Liverpool attacker and just returning from isolation. Certainly I'd agree with that, Jerry. They've missed him, haven't they? But he's back, and he's back on target as well. 4 goals for the season for Mane, who chests it down here and finds Fabinho, the Brazilian forward, to Henderson. Henderson, who missed the game against Villa, is probably quite pleased he did. Ball is down the line towards Henderson. He seems to be pushing forward more than he generally does, Jordan Henderson, certainly more so than Thiago and Fabinho, and maybe that's as a result of Thiago's presence, who will sit. Here's Salah finding Mane out to Henderson, and now back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Little spell of possession here from Liverpool. Right hand side, Henderson looks to cross it. It's deflected but comfortably for Coleman, who just cushions his header back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford decides to go long route one up towards Calvert-Lewin. Gomez wins the header on this occasion and finds Matip. So Liverpool now have a different central defensive two, with Matip, who hasn't played a lot recently, and Gomez, who, as we mentioned, is not in the best form of his life. Matip has been suffering from a muscle injury. He's on the ball here. The tall figure from Cameroon finds Trent Alexander-Arnold. 15 minutes gone at Goodison Park. Everton 0, Liverpool 1 if you've just joined us. Sadio Mane converting, and Andrew Robertson cross with only 3 minutes left. Everton have been penalised there. Abdoulaye Doucouré with the foul. And at the moment, you'd have to say Liverpool are very much good value for their lead. Been much the better team, more ambitious, certainly more attack-minded. Everton need to wake up a little bit. Here's Matip for Liverpool, but it's a poor ball and it's gone straight out of play. Adam Richardville loving the commentary early this morning on the farm in Indiana, USA. Shout out to Nicholas Uni, the biggest Everton fan in Indiana. Well, they've got fans everywhere, Premier League clubs. And he won't be very happy at the moment because his beloved Blues are losing at the moment, or beloved Toffees, if you like, are losing. And there's one team they don't like losing to more than any other, of course, it's Liverpool. Here's Fabinho out to Robertson on the far side. Fabinho has it again just inside the Everton half, plays a useful looking ball forward, but well judged by Michael Keane, who lets it go over his head under pressure from Firmino, and it goes back to Pickford, who finds Alan, the Brazilian, out to Coleman, and now Yerimina. Michael Keane still. James Rodriguez is barely entered the fray. I can't remember mentioning him in commentary at all. Long ball over the top forward by Doucouré, controlled well by Calvert-Lewin. This is a chance, didn't hit it properly. Lovely control initially, great first touch, just swiveled onto his left foot, but when he hit the ball, the contact was weak, and Adrian with a very, very easy save.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed there, Calvert-Lewin. He could have even took another touch and back onto his right foot even, but that's what they need to do. You know, Gomez is not in good form for Liverpool, so they've targeted him there, and I think they'll continue to do that.
We've got Stu, who says, sleepy sunrise in Nashville, listening to the Merseyside derby on my drive home, up the Reds. Lovely picture of the Nashville skyline. That was the name of a Bob Dylan album, wasn't it? Nashville Skyline, I'm sure it was. Lovely city, big music city, Nashville, and obviously a few Liverpool fans there as well. Enjoy your drive, Stu, and stay with us. you'll be happy enough with the current situation. Was that a handball by Richarlison? I believe it was. The Brazilian doesn't look at all pleased with that. I thought it was handball, and so did Michael Oliver, but Richarlison is glaring at the official. God knows why, because there was no doubt that it was a handball. Here's Joe Gomez finding Andrew Robertson on halfway. That's loose from Henderson, but he's got away with it. But Matip's ball is intercepted by Doucouré, and suddenly James can't come forward. It was a good idea. It was a lovely diagonal ball. It was just too close to Adrian, with Richarlison for a moment licking his lips. But that's what Everton need James to do, isn't it? His range of passing is exquisite at times, and he can unlock a defence with just one swish of his foot. Here's another good ball forward. It's Calvert-Lewin into the box. He's very much on his own at the moment. He goes for goal, and Adrian just sticks out a hand and diverts the ball behind. It was an ambitious effort from Calvert-Lewin, but he had so little support. I suppose that was the only option open to him, really.
Yeah, and I think, like we says, you've got to keep like Adrian in goal. He's in bad form. You've got to get shots off, and that's what Calvert-Lewin tried to do there. Another day that goes in, probably.
Everton's first corner on 19 minutes will be taken by James. In it comes Keane! Header! Into the net! Everton level! Their first set piece pays dividends. James with the delivery. And Michael Keane soaring above the Liverpool defenders to plant his header into the net. It's the big defender's third goal of the season. And it's got Everton back on terms against their arch rivals. Everton 1, Liverpool 1.
I think that's what Everton needed, a set piece like this. And I think you look at the keeper here. Can he do better? I think you look at that there, Adrian's got to do better for that. It's sort of straight at him and he tips it into the goal, but that's what Everton need, It's been a tight game so far, and they'll be happy to get back level.
I agree with you. That's not good goalkeeping by Adrian. I thought initially it was a powerful header. It was a good header, but that's gone through his glove.
Yeah,
that should have been pushed away. Dear, oh dear. Well, Jurgen Klopp has got problems because Alisson is back in training, but not fit enough, and Adrian has made another mistake.
You've got to look at the defence, giving him a hand. I mean, Liverpool have been struggling this season defensively, and how can you have a free header in a box like that? It shows that Van Dijk going off now, it's going to be a big problem for Liverpool defensively.
I believe American listeners, Warren B says, yeehaw, it's football time in the bluegrass state of Kentucky. Liverpool bringing it home by 3. Well, not at the moment, because Everton have just levelled. Good to have bluegrass and country music represented on the programme today. Nashville and Kentucky. Well, here's Michael Keane, who's he's provided a useful source of goals for Everton this season. He scored a couple in the League Cup. Now he's got one in the
That's a dangerous
Premier
part,
League.
though. You see when the Everton midfield give it away like Alan did there, it's so dangerous against his Liverpool side, because you look at this here, we see the replay. Salah, he should be scoring this, and it's a tame shot.
Yeah, he's hit it straight at Jordan Pickford. Here's Seamus Coleman far side for Everton, driving down that flank. The ball's been kept alive by Liverpool, though. Mane loses it eventually, and Doucouré plays it forward to Calvert-Lewin. Henderson has it now in centre midfield for Liverpool. One apiece in the derby, which we told you would provide goals. We've had 2 in the opening 20 minutes. Here's Robertson, nicely done. Mane switches the play to the near side, but it's intercepted by Digne, and Richarlison looks to get on his bike and plays a useful ball forward to Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin turns inside the Liverpool half and feeds James. James chips it in with his left foot. It's headed away by Gomez, only as far as Andre Gomez. We've got 2 Gomez's, one for Liverpool, one for Everton, of course. Here's Digne. One has a Z and one has an S at the end. Here's Yerry Mina. And now Coleman, the Everton captain, who knows all about Merseyside derbies, but hasn't had much joy in them. This is the 16th he's played in, and he's only won once in all that time. Remember, it's 10 years to the day since Everton last beat Liverpool in this derby. Here's Fabinho. Short ball to Thiago. Now it's Robertson back to Thiago Alcantara, the former Bayern Munich man who's won titles in all of his last 8 seasons. Tries to find Mane, high foot from Gomez, who's protesting, but he did raise his right foot. And Mane's not the tallest, I know, but it ended up level with his chin. And Michael Oliver's awarded a free kick. James Rodriguez is leading the protest from Everton, but I think that was probably a fair decision by the referee.
Yeah, it's a high foot, isn't it? It's unlucky, but it's a foul. The rules, especially now, yes, you've got to give that as a foul.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It popped up off Mane, and yeah, his foot, he doesn't make any contact with Mane, and he does play the ball, but he was right up around his chin area. So this is a good opportunity for Liverpool. Everton are still complaining. James is being told to go away by Michael Oliver. Meanwhile, there's a discussion going on with Liverpool's players as to who might take this free kick. Trent Alexander-Arnold will be an obvious option. The ball is only 2 or 3 yards outside the Everton penalty area, and it's a very central position. Salah, Henderson and Alexander-Arnold are still deep in discussion as Everton,
with the form Pickford's in as well. You know, this is a major chance. I mean, if you get this on target, you've got every chance of scoring with how the Everton goalkeeper's playing. So this is a major chance, and I could only see Trent Arnold taking this, to be honest.
Salah's walked away. Thiago is there, Henderson's there. It all looks like Trent Alexander-Arnold. It would probably favour a right footer as well. All the signs point to the fact that Trent Alexander-Arnold's going to take this free kick and try and get Liverpool. It's touched to him. It's a really good save by Pickford. He hits it beautifully, Trent Alexander-Arnold. It was soaring into the net until Pickford got across to his right and made a very, very good save.
Yeah, it's a great save. I mean, he's got his critics, hasn't he? But that was a great save from Pickford.
It's not so much his stopping, it's his positional awareness that worries me slightly, but certainly that was a top-notch save. Liverpool have a corner, 25 minutes played, in it comes from the far side, towering header away by Andre Gomez. Here's Salah, rolls it all the way back to Robertson, who then tries to thump it away to the near side, to the far side rather. It's gone out of play. But Pickford wearing his lime green jersey. We had a lovely view of this from behind the goal. It was a very good save because it was high, it was hard. Now then, what's happened here? Something's happened off the ball while we were watching that replay. James is down on the green. He doesn't look very happy today, James, does he? He was moaning and complaining about that free kick award, and he hasn't been in the game very much. That said, he's got another assist, his 4th of the season, hasn't he, with his corner? So that's 7 goal involvements for him since joining Everton. All of the goals he scored, incidentally, have been at Goodison Park. One against West Brom in a thrilling game that we watched, didn't we, early in the season? And he also got a couple, of course, against Brighton. Here he is on the ball now. That's a uncharacteristically poor touch by him, and suddenly Liverpool are on the counter here with Mane with an equally dreadful ball. That was poor play all round from 2 players who you expect the highest quality from.
Yeah, but it just seems too easy for Liverpool to counter when Everton lose the ball high up. That's got to be something that they've got to sort out, Everton, because sooner or later Mane and Salah are going to get the right pass and they're going to score.
Yeah, a draw would give Everton 13 points, and Liverpool would move up into second place with 10. But of course Aston Villa are hot on their heels, aren't they, with the fantastic start that they've had to the season. They're at Leicester. That's a big East West Midlands derby on Sunday.
Yeah, that'll be a tough game for both teams.
Yeah. Are you surprised with the way Villa have started? I mean,
not at all.
Well, they escaped relegation by 1 point last season, but it's been very good so far.
Yeah, they've brought some good players, haven't they?
Yes,
they've been good in the transfer window, so they'll be fine this season.
Yeah. Here's Fabinho, centre midfield for Liverpool, still 1 apiece at Goodison Park. Finds Mane, back to Fabinho again, inside the centre circle, rolls it away across towards Salah, who plays it first time to Henderson. Remember Henderson playing this far up for Liverpool. He's almost an auxiliary striker today. Meanwhile, free kick has been awarded for a foul on Thiago Alcantara by Alan. And the 2 exchange words. Thiago Alcantara, of course, plays his football for Spain, but his father is Brazilian, so I'm sure he and Alan will be speaking in the same language there, not in very complimentary terms. Indeed, his dad, Mazinho, was a World Cup winner with Brazil in 1994, and his brother Rafinha is currently at PSG. Here's the free kick from Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold into the box, nodded away by Mina. James challenges with Fabinho. Fabinho wins that particular battle and looks to play the ball forward through midfield. Clipped by Firmino to Salah. Well defended by Mina, but it's popped out to Matip, who plays a useful ball over the top, which is well controlled by Alexander-Arnold, but intercepted for Everton by Alan. Here's Gomez for Everton. His ball is blocked by Fabinho. It's all a little bit untidy at the moment. Here's Gomez. Fabinho's won it off him, but the whistle has already blown. Try to keep up to date with all the tweets that are coming in while the game is going on. Eden Hazard, or is that 3 Den Hazard, says, greetings to the dynamic duo from rainy New England. It's great to see such an enticing contest to start the match week. A wonderful appetizer for Chelsea's clash against the Saints. I don't know how, I mean, I would say Gabby's pretty dynamic. I'm not sure whether I'm dynamic or not. You were pretty dynamic in your day, weren't you?
As a player, maybe.
As a player. Here's Pickford knocking it forward for Everton. It's chested down by Calvert-Lewin, who does well to find James. Now it's Calvert-Lewin again, who keeps on his feet somehow, but Doucouré's ball is blocked. It comes back to Keane. We've had nearly half an hour at Goodison Park. Everton 1, Liverpool 1 in the derby. Here's Firmino. Great ball to Mane. Mane, though, with a poor touch, allows Coleman to skip in and win the ball back, which he does, and finds Richarlison, but he's given it away. It's very scrappy at the moment, isn't it? All the rhythm of the game is gone. Lots of mistakes, lots of, balls pinging around, lots of free kicks.
Yeah, I think it's a good sign from Everton, though. They've got into the game and they're starting to match Liverpool up now. They're not giving anyone any respect. You see Mane there, he takes a touch. He's got 3 players around him, so it feels like a derby now.
Yeah. Abby Mickey says Everton downfall will start today. They'll go back to where they belong. Liverpool will win today. That's harsh. Smile Lee, I think Everton under a manager who's won European football cups is the difference. That's from Lagos. Half an hour gone. Richarlison's on his feet. Carlo Ancelotti is talking to his backroom staff. I don't know whether Richarlison's or somebody's got a problem. Maybe Seamus Coleman, actually.
Yeah, it looks like Coleman's got a problem, but he's being clever and giving Everton time to bring on a sub, for sure. Yeah.
Let's have a look at what happened here. We're watching it on our monitors, the replay. The ball went away, and I'm not entirely sure what did happen there, but he's going to go because he's handed the armband across. He's given it to Yerry Mina. I'm not sure.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's hamstring.
Yeah, well, that means both teams have now lost a defender. Virgil van Dijk went off for Liverpool early and was replaced by Joe Gomez, and Seamus Coleman is going the same way. On comes for his debut Ben Godfrey, a signing from Norwich in the recent weeks. It's his first appearance for Everton. He cost 25 million from the relegated Canaries, and he's on. Quite a game to make your club debut in a Merseyside derby. Here's Firmino finding Salah. Salah opening it up with a ball to Thiago Alcantara. He finds Robertson. Robertson trying to find Salah. Can't find him. It's cleared by Everton, but only as far as Fabinho. Centre midfield. Clips it away across towards Trent Alexander-Arnold. Tries the clever volleyed first-time cross, but puts it much too close to Jordan Pickford. Big game for Ben Godfrey to have to come in on.
Yeah, but he's a talented player, isn't he? He showed that with Norwich, but the only problem is he's been put a right back and he's a centre half, and the last player you want to be playing against is Mane, isn't it? When you're a centre half, forced out wide.
Yeah, he's got potential baptism of fire for Ben Godfrey, but he's, as you say, a very talented player, and he's stayed in the Premier League despite Norwich's relegation. Pickford clears long up towards Richarlison, who can't make any contact. Alexander-Arnold rolls it up to halfway, and Salah has got support here from Jordan Henderson. The Liverpool captain swings the ball away. It's a useful looking ball, and he's picked out Mane. Mane looking to take on Godfrey, who's just come on, gets into the box, finds Thiago. That wasn't far away from Liverpool's recent signing. It's a crisp right foot drive which flew just past Pickford's right hand post.
It's a great ball from Jordan Henderson to start, though, isn't it? And I mean, when you got that sort of passing ability in your team, you'd love to be Mane and Salah, because they're going to get the ball one-on-one, and unlucky from Thiago, another day that flies in.
Yep, 7 titles with Bayern Munich and a Champions League, of course, to sign off with for Thiago Alcantara, who almost opened his Liverpool goal-scoring account there. 29 years of age. Considered by many to be the signing that Liverpool, if not needed, would certainly be a signing that would improve them enormously. Didn't play against Villa, of course, and was missed. Here's Sadio Mane, whose opening goal on 3 minutes has now been cancelled out by Everton. Finding Firmino. Firmino looking for Robertson. It's a good ball. Robertson into Mane, who could have made it 2-1 and perhaps should have done. It was almost a carbon copy of the goal he scored after 3 minutes, but this time he side-footed it a long way wide. More good play by Robertson down the left. Lovely ball in, and Mane, well, he'll be disappointed not to have scored again.
I mean, it's great play, though, from Mane from the start of the move. You know, I think he made the core and set Firmino on his way, but this is what Liverpool can do. When Liverpool are at their best, this is what we've come to see week in, week out, with Robertson, Mane linking up.
Long ball forward by Everton. Liverpool have wrestled the advantage back, I would say, since Michael Keane's goal, which denied them the lead, but they've been the better side since then. Here's Fabinho finding Mane, who might have had a second goal a moment ago. He's been fouled. Carroll is with us. Thanks for the great commentary. Listening from Florida's Gulf Coast beaches. My goodness, beautiful. Is that a sun? I presume that's a sunrise rather than a sunset, but it looks lovely over there. Lovely white sands and a little hazy sunrise there. Magnificent. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool doesn't look quite like that today. It's gloomy on the banks of the Mersey, I think it's fair to say. Liverpool take the free kick quickly. It's a clever one. It's come through to Salah, and it's a very good block by Ben Godfrey. Everton were caught a little bit cold initially by the free kick, which was clipped over the top cleverly, and Salah read it. It cannoned around, and Godfrey did really well to block Salah's shot.
It was a clever free kick, wasn't it? And I feel like more good defending from Godfrey. He started the game well since his arrival.
Corner, though, to Liverpool. And knocked away by the first man, Richarlison. Here's Fabinho. Out to Robertson, who took the corner, but he's now drifting infield. He's given it away, though, to Doucouré. And suddenly James Rodriguez is on his way. Here's James. Can't find the right ball forward, but he was caught late by Fabinho. Oh, James is waving an imaginary card at the referee, which we do not like, do we? Horrible.
Can't help yourself sometimes in the moment.
Well, I mean, he won the free kick, that's fair enough. I'm not sure it was a yellow card, it was just a tug of his shirt. But anyway, it's a free kick to Everton.
I think as well, Everton, I think they should be really happy that it's only 1-1 at the moment. I mean, if you look at the way that the game's shaped out so far, it could have easily been a 3-1 score so far for Liverpool.
James will take the free kick into the box. Here's Mina, who's good in the air. He nods it down, and it's flicked away on the edge of the box by Mane. It was clever by Mina, whose header was a pass rather than an attempt on goal from an angle. But Liverpool counter with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who hoists it over towards Sadio Mane. But backtracking is James, who does well to tidy up. Godfrey, though, poor touch. And he got away with it because it cannoned back off Mane and went behind for a goal kick. Shane Moran is with us as ever, listening to the Merseyside derby, one of the great days on the fixture list. If Aston Villa can do it, Everton can. And Excitement personified for me. Best coverage of the Premier League. Thanks, Shane. Good to have you with us. I know you're in Australia. We're looking again at the challenge by
that's definitely
Pickford. Well, that would have been a penalty had he not been offside, surely.
And it looks like a bad, looks like knee ligament. That means that goes to Van Dijk.
For Liverpool's sake, you hope not. Yes.
But for him to come off, it's got to be bad, hasn't it? For a big centre-half like Van Dijk to come off in the game. So worrying for Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those ones, it looks worse every time you look at it. 38 minutes played. Here's Jordan Henderson for Liverpool, finding Thiago, back to Henderson again. Henderson looks really up for this. Mane plays it into the penalty area, controlled by Mo Salah. Salah with a 1-2 and then a weak shot. Got the return ball from Fabinho, and he's smiling ruefully because he knows he didn't hit it properly at all, Mo Salah, and it just dribbled into the hands of Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, that's how Salah can be quite frustrating sometimes if he's finishing, because that's a great chance for him to put his foot through the ball and get a goal for Liverpool. He's had a few of them this half so far, Salah. Maybe he's trying to find his range.
He's only scored once in Merseyside derbies, which is perhaps surprising given his prestigious goal-scoring record. He's looking for his 100th goal, Salah, today for Liverpool. Stuck on 99, and he didn't look getting off 99 there with that weak effort, which was easily held by Pickford. Here's Jordan Henderson. Liverpool certainly the better side at the moment. Here's Thiago out to Robertson. Back it comes to Gomez, and now Joel Matip just inside his own half. Fabinho looking to get something going, and that's a useful ball, but it's too long for Mo Salah. Liverpool have had 56% of the possession so far. Joshua Nyangit, you guys are doing a great job. I love you so much. Thank you. Texting from Port Harcourt in Nigeria. Good to have you with us. Keep the tweets coming in. Edim has got a picture of himself holding a bottle of beer. This commentary is great. Words can't explain how good you guys are. Everton will win this derby. Adrian is a nightmare. I'm seated behind a bowl of fufu right now, listening live from La Paz. It looks like you've got a beer as well. Here come Everton, trying to grab a goal that would put them in front for the first time in the game. It was flicked on at the near post by Calvert-Lewin, and arriving at the back post was Richarlison, but he couldn't get anything on it, and the ball went whizzing across the face of goal and wide in the end. It was a clever touch by Calvert-Lewin, and Richarlison, stretch as he might, couldn't quite get there. That's better from Everton, though, who are back in the game a little now. Gomez finding James. Now Andre Gomez running into trouble. And the whistle has blown for an offside decision, in fact, against Gomez. But a few signs of life there from Everton, who've had a fairly dull 10 minutes or so up to this point. That was definitely offside, by the way.
100%, but this is what you want to see more from Everton. We know what they can do in attack, and they've not been doing it this half so far. You want to see James on the ball a lot more, Richarlison even, and Calvert-Lewin, but at least they can try and get into half-time at 1-1, and I'm sure Ancelotti will have a few words.
Yeah, 4 minutes to go to the interval. Here's Henderson finding Roberto Firmino. Firmino finds Salah on this near side. Salah to Firmino, back again, and Salah shoots. It breaks to Firmino. Might not be danger over yet for Everton, but it is now, and Henderson has collided with his England teammate Pickford, and is holding his face. Completely accidental as they went for the ball. It ended up going behind. It was good play by Salah and Firmino initially, and then when Firmino played the ball in, Henderson went to the near post. Well, he's collided with somebody. I'm not sure it was Pickford, actually. It might have been Godfrey. Yes, they just bashed heads, and Henderson came down holding his face. Lenny says, good morning from San Antonio, Texas. I'm up early to work at a neighborhood bakery. I've got TalkSport playing loud on our sound system. Go Reds. Brilliant. Good to see you working hard there, but enjoying our commentary as well. Still 1-1 as we approach half-time in a Merseyside derby where we promised you there would be goals. There have been. Sadio Mane for Liverpool very early, but cancelled out by a Michael Keane header for Everton. Here's Yerry Mina, Keane's defensive partner. finding Gomez, but Liverpool have managed to wrestle the ball away from him, and it's with Firmino. That's good skill by Roberto Firmino as he comes forward, but the ball isn't good, and it's intercepted by Keane, who finds Andre Gomez. Down the line it goes towards Calvert-Lewin, but it's cut out by Joel Matip. Both teams have been forced into substitutions in the first half. Liverpool losing Virgil van Dijk and Seamus Coleman off for Everton. So two experienced defenders missing. Ben Godfrey on for Everton. Joe Gomez on for Liverpool. Well, it's been certainly an entertaining match, more so than the recent ones at Goodison Park, which have yielded a succession of goalless draws. You don't suspect, do you, that the goal scoring's over in this one, because there's so many players on the pitch who can create something.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like we've still got to see Everton yet in attack properly.
This is a great run down the line by Everton. It's come through to Richarlison, who shoots from 20 yards left-footed and then scratches his head because the ball has ballooned a long way over the bar. It was beautifully set up initially, I think by Godfrey, wasn't it, coming down the left-hand side, showing that for a centre-half he can do a good impression of a right-back, even coming forward as well as defending. He's done well since he came on.
I think when you come on like that in a position you're not used to, you just want a good first tackle, the first mark on the game, and he's done that, Godfrey, hasn't he? And he's been good so far.
Yep. Here's Gomez, beaten to it by Fabinho. It drops for Firmino, who tries to find Henderson. Henderson tigerishly wins the ball and keeps it for Liverpool. Out it comes to Trent Alexander-Arnold. A little bit heavy with the first touch, allowed Richarlison to take it away from him, and Richarlison finds Alan, but straight at Henderson. That's a good ball to Firmino, and now Robertson on the left-hand side finds Mane. The two combined for the goal. Oh dear, that's a free kick conceded by James Rodriguez in a very, very dangerous position, just a few inches outside the penalty area on the far side. James is going to pick up a yellow card for that transgression. And Liverpool, in the last minute of the opening half, have a free kick in a hugely advantageous position. It is literally on the far corner of the 18-yard box. Yellow for James as he goes back to form a two-man wall with Andre Gomez. What will Liverpool cook up here? I don't think it's potentially a shot at goal. It looks a bit wide for that. Matip is up, Firmino too, obviously, and Liverpool have plenty of men in the box. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who went close with a free kick a moment ago, again is the most likely candidate perhaps to take this one, although Robertson is there as well. It's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it's nodded away and then volleyed into the box firmly by Thiago, and it hit an Everton defender, and Everton will look to try and counter-attack from this, which they will with Abdoulaye Doucouré, featured of course last season in a shock 3-0 win for Watford against Liverpool. 4 minutes of stoppage time added on at the end of the first half because of those injuries to Virgil van Dijk and Seamus Coleman. We've had one of those already. Lucas Digne has the ball in his hands, the Frenchman. There's not much room to take a long run up for a throw at Goodison Park. It's a very tight, compact, traditional ground. It was one of the venues for the 1966 World Cup. I think North Korea played Portugal here, I think, and lost 5-3 after knocking Italy out. Digne has the ball in his hands again. This time he is going to, I think, go for distance with the throw in stoppage time at the end of the half. It looked a foul throw to me because he put his foot over the line, but it's not been spotted. Here's Andre Gomez, too close to Adrian, but Adrian has palmed the ball over the bar when you thought he might have caught it, although I did hear a Liverpool voice say, "Well done, Adri."
I think it was one of them tricky ones, wasn't it, where you try and catch it, you might fall back into your goal, so not a bad decision there from Adrian.
Yeah, safety first. You're probably right, trying to catch that under your crossbar. Maybe he's mindful of his own slight lack of form at the moment. Could have done better, certainly, for the Michael Keane header, which equalised. 2 minutes have been played in stoppage time at Goodison Park. And Everton, who scored from a corner, have another here. It's James Rodriguez again. This time Liverpool have dealt with it. And in fact, there was an infringement inside the penalty area. So Liverpool will have a free kick.
What I really like about this first half is that both teams have sort of gone toe-to-toe, haven't they? I mean, Everton haven't played defensive, nor have Liverpool, so...
It's given away by Liverpool. Here's Alan, who finds Doucouré. A little bit short with the ball, but it's come back to Yerry Mina. Mina striding forward for Everton. Finding Lucadinha, and now James. James with a great ball down the line. Andre Gomez is there, but his ball is poor and intercepted by Alexander-Arnold, and Fabinho will knock it away. Liala Kelvin says he's visually watching the match via your commentary, so listening to us and watching the telly in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. You guys are doing a spectacular job. Thank you very much indeed, Kelvin. Nice picture of you wearing a really cool looking pair of shades. I like the goatee as well, very stylish. Here's Firmino for Liverpool. Is there going to be one last twist before the half-time whistle? It's Jordan Henderson, centre midfield for Liverpool. Flicks the ball into the box. It's a high-hanging ball. It's only half cleared. And Thiago Alcantara has kept it alive here. Andrew Robertson with the cross too long. Was wasted opportunity, and it'll be... knocked away by James as Michael Oliver blows his half-time whistle. Well, Liverpool still smarting from that 7-2 defeat by Aston Villa. Took no time at all to take the lead here. Sadio Mane scoring after good work by Andrew Robertson. But a James Rodriguez corner led to a Everton equaliser on 20 minutes. Michael Keane heading home with Adrian again. Question marks over his goalkeeping. An entertaining derby at Goodison Park. At half-time, it's Everton 1, Liverpool 1. You're listening to Premier League Live.
As darkness sweeps around the globe at 8 p.m. on the 18th of November, 25,000 people worldwide will pull their running shoes on to hit the road for a virtual 5 or 10k at Run in the Dark. I'm Mark Pollock, and by joining us to Run in the Dark this November, you'll be supporting the Mark Pollock Trust and our charity partner Collaborative Cures, whose mission it is to cure paralysis in our lifetime. Register now at runinthedark.org and get your medal, your flashing armband, and your Run in the Dark virtual timing app. Thank you.
Certainty. With Volkswagen commercial vehicles, it's included as standard. The Crafter, Transporter and the all-new 5th generation Caddy are more innovative, dynamic and efficient than ever before. Now with HB Finance from 0%, purchase contributions of up to €3,500 and service plans from €9.99. They're the smart next step for your business. For vans and offers you can rely on always. Contact your local Volkswagen commercial vehicles dealer or visit volkswagenvans.ie and leave the rest to us. Finance provided by way of hire purchase agreement from Volkswagen Financial Services Ireland and subject to lending criteria. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready and hold on tight because the Premier League is here. Which teams will stay on track and who'll go off the rail? Get the Irish Sun for top transfer news, exclusive star interviews and opinions from the biggest names in football. Plus expert analysis of every action-packed match in our fantastic goals pull-out each weekend. Stay up to speed because you never know what the Premier League is going to throw up. Pick up the Irish Sun today.
Demanding a high performance from your team? You should be demanding the same from your tires. The Irish Tyre Industry Association is urging motorists to stay safe this winter and check the condition of your tyres. You could even be liable for a fine and 2 penalty points if found driving with tyres below the legal tread depth limit of 1.6 millimetres. ITIA expert technicians will carry out a free tyre safety check to ensure your tyres are safe and legal. Visit itia.ie to find your local expert.
Grant has been providing reliable, efficient and affordable home heating technology for over 40 years. From the award-winning Grant Vortex condensing oil boiler to the highly efficient Arona heat pump, you can trust Grant to heat your home. Think heating, think Grant. Visit grant.eu.
We know everyone thinks this season's going to be different, but at Paddy Power, we're staying positive, because isn't the new normal just the same old football? Avoid unnecessary journeys? That's Fulham's trip to Anfield off. Self-isolate? Some strikers do that very effectively already. You see? New normal, same old football. And that's why with Paddy Power's ACCA Cracker, if one leg of your 4+ fold ACCA lets you down, you get a free bet on all football matches in all markets. Paddy Power. Max free bet €10. Min odds 1 to 5 on each leg. Online exclusive. Excludes shop bets. T's and C's apply. Need help? Contact gambling.care.ie. 18+.
Welcome back. Well, Everton won, Liverpool won at half-time in the Merseyside derby. Forward by Salah towards Mane, who can't get a touch, but on the far side of the field is Robertson. Robertson into Sadio Mane, who scoops the ball into the roof of the net, and Liverpool had the perfect start to the derby. Robertson's low cross from the left-hand side, and Sadio Mane was there on the edge of the 6-yard box just to side-foot the ball high into the net. Everton are the league leaders, Liverpool are the champions, and it's the champions who've drawn first blood early. It's Everton 0, Liverpool 1.
It's a great goal from Liverpool, but I still think it's poor defending from Coleman. He should have waited before he attacked Robertson.
Everton's first corner on 19 minutes will be taken by James. In it comes King! Header into the net, Everton level. Their first set piece pays dividends. James with the delivery, and Michael Keane soaring above the Liverpool defenders to plant his header into the net. It's the big defender's third goal of the season.
I think that's what Everton needed, a set piece like this, and I think you look at the keeper here, can he do better? I think you look at that there, Adrian's got to do better for that. It's sort of straight at him and he tips it into the goal.
Everton 1, Liverpool 1. Well, that's the situation in the 237th Merseyside derby. I would say, Gabby, that Liverpool overall have been the better team, and Klopp will probably be annoyed that they've conceded from a set piece.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, going into that change room at half-time, Klopp will be saying to the players, we should be 3, maybe even 4-1 up in this game, and I think the defence as well, he'll be angry at how they conceded. I mean, that's only been the one chance that Everton have had really of a set piece, and they've conceded. So, I mean, a lot of pluses for Liverpool, but they should be winning this game at the moment.
Yeah, good reaction, though, from the debacle against Aston Villa from Jurgen Klopp. We expected that, and they have stepped up to the plate, haven't they?
Yeah, massively. I mean, for me, Van Dijk set the tempo with 2 early fouls. He showed aggression, and the whole team sort of fed off him. And for the rest of the half, I felt like they pressed Everton well, and they made some good chances into Liverpool that everyone's used to, not the Liverpool that turned up against Aston Villa.
You said that Everton have played well this season. I mean, they have won at Tottenham, but this would be the real test for them. You were a bit disappointed with the way that they've attacked this game, or failed to attack it?
Yeah, for me, I feel like Richarlison, for me, has been the one that's been disappointing. I feel like I want Richarlison to turn up against this sort of the Premier League, so I think they've got a lot to improve, but to take a 1-1 through the way they've played so far in this game, they'll take, and they can only get better second half.
Yeah, we've got a massive afternoon of football for you. Don't go away. Manchester City against Arsenal at 5:30 with Tom Rennie and Chris Perry, 2 of the big 6 in action there. Mikel Arteta, of course, up against his former mentor Pep Guardiola. That'll be fascinating. And then to round us off at 8 o'clock, it's Newcastle against Manchester United. Can United recover from that 6-1 mauling at Tottenham? Will Harry Maguire appear again after his nightmare for England in midweek? Before all of that, though, we're at Stamford Bridge. Russell Hargreaves and Hogan Ephraim will be bringing you coverage of Chelsea against Southampton. Let's hear from the Chelsea boss, Frank Lampard, who tells us he'll be without 2 of his summer signings today.
Mendy won't be fit for the match tomorrow. We hope the injury's not too long. Thiago Silva, after his trip and back, he's not unfit, but he's not ready to play the game because of the travelling and the game that he played. So he won't be in the squad. Ben Chilwell is in the squad, so he's got over some of the feeling he had. We took him out of the England squad around the injury that he has has had for a while now. Christian Pulisic is in the squad and fit to play. Hakim Ziyech is in the squad, not fit to start but fit to participate some minutes, we hope.
Well, I watched Chelsea's last game. They were poor in the first half, but they put 4 past Palace in the second, and they'll be looking to do similar today as they face Southampton, who are currently 11th with 2 wins and 2 defeats so far. Gabby, what are we looking for in the second half? I mean, we've said that Liverpool were the better team, but Everton, with Calvert-Lewin and with James, if they can step up and do what they've been doing so well this season, it's certainly by no means a suggestion that Everton can't win the game.
100%. I feel like Ancelotti will be saying this to his players at half-time, that we can win this game. He'll want Richarlison to turn up. He'll want more from Gomez and Calvert-Lewin as well. And if they can up their game a few percent, then I feel like Everton have got a chance of winning this game, because they've defended quite well and they've got every chance of getting something out of the game. But for me, I feel like sooner or later, Mane, Salah, Firmino, they're going to get that last pass right, and Liverpool could get a couple of goals this second half.
And I mean, psychologically for Liverpool, a victory would be huge. A victory against Everton, huger still. And I think Klopp's positive message after the Villa game seems to be bearing fruit. I'm sure he said to them, let's show why we're champions, not why we lost 7-2 against Villa. And they look a completely different team, don't they?
100%. I feel like everyone out there who knows football would have known that it was a one-off against Aston Villa. You don't go from the Premier League champions to a team that's going to lose 7-2 every week. And today they've showed that. They've showed the hunger, the pressing that Liverpool have been renowned for, and they've been the team that we used to seeing. And I feel like second half you'll see more of that, and I'm sure we'll see them get the win.
Yeah, and the two managers, they've already been forced into one substitution which they wouldn't really have wanted to make. Seamus Coleman, the Everton captain, off, and Virgil van Dijk off very early for Liverpool. I can't see too many other changes yet, but there are players on the bench who are capable.
Yeah, I feel like there won't be any more changes really until later on in the game. But for me, the biggest worry for me will be Liverpool, because we've said this last season, when Liverpool lost Van Dijk, what would their season be like? And it looks like it's a bad injury for me, the knee, and for him to come off in the game, it's going to be a severe injury. And we've seen Gomez isn't in great form, and Matip isn't a top defender. And if Everton have anything about them this second half, they should be going into this pressing them to try and get the win, because without Van Dijk, that defence is very shaky.
Yeah, we'll find out in just a moment. You're listening to Premier League Live.
As darkness sweeps around the globe at 8 p.m. on the 18th of November, 25,000 people worldwide will pull their running shoes on to hit the road for a virtual 5 or 10k at Run in the Dark. I'm Mark Pollock, and by joining us to Run in the Dark this November, you'll be supporting the Mark Pollock Trust and our charity partner Collaborative Cures, whose mission it is to cure paralysis in our lifetime. Register now at runinthedark.org and get your medal, your flashing armband, and your Run in the Dark virtual timing app. Thank you.
Certainty. With Volkswagen commercial vehicles, it's included as standard. The Crafter, Transporter and the all-new 5th generation Caddy are more innovative, dynamic and efficient than ever before. Now with HB Finance from 0%, purchase contributions of up to €3,500 and service plans from €9.99. They're the smart next step for your business. For vans and offers you can rely on always. Contact your local Volkswagen commercial vehicles dealer or visit volkswagenvans.ie and leave the rest to us. Finance provided by way of hire purchase agreement from Volkswagen Financial Services Ireland and subject to lending criteria. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready and hold on tight, because the Premier League is here! Which teams will stay on track and who'll go off the rail? Get the Irish Sun for top transfer news, exclusive star interviews and opinions from the biggest names in football, plus expert analysis of every action-packed match in our fantastic goals pull-out each weekend. Stay up to speed, because you never know what the Premier League is going to throw up. Pick up the Irish Sun today.
Demanding a high performance from your team? You should be demanding the same from your tires.
The Irish Tyre Industry Association is urging motorists to stay safe this winter and check the condition of your tyres. You could even be liable for a fine and 2 penalty points if found driving with tyres below the legal tread depth limit of 1.6 millimetres. ITIA expert technicians will carry out a free tyre safety check to ensure your tyres are safe and legal. Visit itia.ie to find your local expert.
Grant has been providing reliable, efficient and affordable home heating technology for over 40 years. From the award-winning Grant Vortex condensing oil boiler to the highly efficient Arona heat pump, you can trust Grant to heat your home. Think heating, think Grant. Visit grant.eu.
We know everyone thinks this season's going to be different, but at Paddy Power, we're staying positive. Because isn't the new normal just the same old football? Avoid unnecessary journeys? That's Fulham's trip to Anfield off. Self-isolate? Some strikers do that very effectively already. You see? New normal, same old football. And that's why with Paddy Power's ACCA Cracker, if one leg of your 4+ fold ACCA lets you down, you get a free bet on all football matches in all markets. Paddy Power. Max free bet €10. Min odds 1 to 5 on each leg. Online exclusive. Exclude shop bets. T's and C's apply. Need help? Contact gambling.care.ie. 18+.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Everton against Liverpool from Goodison Park. I'm your host, John Anderson. Alongside me is the former Aston Villa and England striker, Gabby Agbonlahor. This is Premier League Live. Well, the two teams are back out in the middle from their opposite corners of Goodison Park. It's one of the most narrow tunnels in the Premier League, so only one team can arrive via that source, which is Everton, the home team. Liverpool have sort of come out from one of the corners of Goodison Park. Ancelotti and Klopp are enjoying a little smile and a joke. They're also sharing a 1-1 draw at the moment. Sadio Mane putting Liverpool in front early on, side footing into the net from an Andrew Robertson cross. But a James Rodriguez corner on 20 minutes, headed in by Michael Keane, has given Everton parity. Just to remind you, I'm sure you'll know by now if you've been listening, it's 10 years to the day since Everton last beat Liverpool. That was a 2-0 win here, and one of the goal scorers on that occasion was Mikel Arteta, now manager of Arsenal. The other scorer was Tim Cahill. You may have Shane Moran, our Australian friend, will know all about Tim Cahill, probably the greatest player to come from Australia, certainly one of them. So Everton in blue, Liverpool in red as we kick off again for the second half. No more changes to add to the two enforced ones which we saw in the first half. So Everton have Jordan Pickford in goal. Ben Godfrey is at right back. It's not his natural position, but he's deputising for the injured Seamus Coleman, who came off. Michael Keane, the goal scorer, Yerry Mina and Luca Digne complete the back four. Then it's Abdoulaye Doucouré, Alan and Andre Gomez up front. James Rodriguez, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison for Liverpool. Adrian is the goalkeeper. The back four is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Joe Gomez forced to replace the injured Virgil van Dijk. Joel Matip back for his first start since the opening day. And Andrew Robertson. The midfield is Fabinho, Jordan Henderson and Thiago Alcantara. Goalscorer Sadio Mane, of course, alongside Salah and Firmino. Here's an early strike at goal from Liverpool, but it was one from Fabinho, which he took from a rather skiddy position. His standing foot went from under him, and as he struck the ball, he just toppled over a little bit, and as a result, it went flying over the crossbar. But Liverpool, positive start. Yeah, and I think Everton are quite deep there. I mean, if you look at the replay that we can see here, every Everton player was in their own half there, which will be not what Ancelotti wants to see. I mean, Yep, here's Calvert-Lewin chesting it down to James Rodriguez, who plays a lovely swirling ball out wide on the left-hand side. Here's Richarlison. No way forward for him at the moment, so back it comes to Andre Gomez. Famous Liverpool press forcing Everton back at the moment. Yerry Mina has gone all the way, was going to go all the way back to Pickford. Perhaps it should have done, because Henderson's following up on the half volley. Hits it really hard, but unfortunately for Liverpool, it was a rising shot and it's cleared the crossbar. But Liverpool have already had a couple of openings early in the second half. Well, I feel like what Liverpool are doing more than what Everton are doing is when they're getting into these areas, they're putting crosses in there, and Everton are struggling to deal with them. But
when Everton get the ball in them wing positions, they're not putting crosses in.
Well, Henderson holds his head. Good chance for the Liverpool captain. Skippered them, of course, to Champions League and Premier League titles in the last 2 seasons. Chris King has sent us another photo, listening from Reno. That's in Nevada, isn't it? Very happy Leeds fan, but love all the coverage of the Premier League. This is not a current picture as it's dark over there, but Lake Tahoe from a run a few weeks ago looks absolutely magnificent. Pine trees in the foreground and the majestic rolling hills in the background, and between them the lake itself. Lovely pictures coming in from particularly the United States. Keep them coming. Jordan Pickford fields the ball on the edge of his penalty area and bowls it out underarm to Alan. Here's Joe Gomez. Everton will be grateful to have at least scored against Liverpool. Prior to this game, they hadn't scored in over 3.5 games. Here's Thiago Alcantara. It hits Andre Gomez. Everton get it away, and here's Richarlison wearing orange boots, finding Alan, his compatriot from Brazil. Now another South American, James Rodriguez. Support for him from Ben Godfrey, who's made a good start for Everton. Came on for the injured Coleman, having signed from Norwich. That's a lovely crossfield ball for Everton, and it's played in early by Digne. There's Calvert-Lewin, and he made no contact at all. Had he done so, I'm sure Everton would have been 2-1 up. He went in to meet the ball, made the right run, and somehow just couldn't get anything on it at all, and Adrian was able to smother. That was a real chance.
That was a massive chance. It was a great run from Calvert-Lewin. He made it late into the box and no one spotted him, but what a ball by Digne, and he's got to do better there. He sort of got a bit scared there, I think, to put a foot in, and that's a massive chance for Everton, and they've not had many chances this game so far.
Shouldn't be scared though, should he? A player who scored 10 goals in all competitions, including for England. 2 hat-tricks as well, one against West Bromwich Albion in the Premier League.
It was a great ball from James though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
off.
Superb. I mean, his range of passing has been sensational. He was onside as well. Calvert-Lewin just needed a touch. To be fair to Adrian, he did
great
well, didn't he?
It
was very good goalkeeping, because he decided to come, and he decided early, and he made the right decision. If he'd have been fractionally off the pace there, I think Calvert-Lewin would have scored. So credit to the goalkeeper.
I think as well, it was poor defending as well from Gomez. I mean, he's not even spotted Calvert-Lewin running from behind him.
Yeah, certainly Calvert-Lewin would have had almost a tap in. Ball's gone out of play on the halfway line. Calvert-Lewin has scored in every single one of Everton's league games so far. The last player to score 5 in a row for Everton was a year before the Second World War. Tommy Lawton, an England great, scored, actually, I think he got 6 in a row. And Calvert-Lewin needs one more to make it 5 in a row, and he wasn't far away there. All kinds of records potentially on offer for Everton. They haven't won the first 8 games in all competitions of a campaign, would you believe, since Queen Victoria was on the throne in Britain. That's how long it is. It's incredible. They've won all their Premier League matches, as we know, but they've also won all 3 in the League Cup. There's Gomez. Too much on that. He was trying to find Richarlison down the left-hand side, but he's rather overcooked it.
He's been quite poor, hasn't he, Gomez, this game?
Yeah, he's not really connected defence and attack particularly well so far. Header away by Keane, Everton's goal scorer. Flick by Gomez, who finds Richarlison. Richarlison square ball to Abdoulaye Doucouré. Doucouré shoots. It's blocked immediately by Robertson, but comes back out to Gomez, who finds James. James has got a player out wide left, Digne, but he's ignored him, and it's come back infield to Yeremina, the tall Colombian, who plays a poor ball which is intercepted by Henderson, and suddenly Andrew Robertson's on his way for Liverpool. Clever nutmeg by the referee Michael Oliver to get out of the way, but not such a clever ball across field. It's gone out of play, and there was a collision there between Alan and Andrew Robertson in the centre of the field, which may require both players to receive treatment. Now they're crowding the referee here. I didn't see exactly what happened here because I was following the ball forward.
That was Robertson kicked out there.
Yeah,
look, Robertson kicks out at Alan.
A little bit, yeah.
I think if VAR look at that, that could be a red card there.
They probably are looking at it because it is a potential sending. He's a good referee. He won't let this kind of situation get to him. He'll simply observe the protocols, talk to the VAR and see what decision he comes out with. Still talking to the guys at Stockley Park.
That's definitely a kick out from Robertson.
It looked a little bit like it, didn't it? But let's have another look here as Robertson comes forward. Alan,
it's like
I'm not sure it's deliberate. It's as he's falling. Do you think?
No, it's definite. I'm not sure. A kick out, so there'll be some punishment here for Robertson.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Robertson actually is suffered an injury as a result of that. He's hurt his left ankle.
Well, I think that players seem to forget nowadays, though, that everything is on the cameras and the VAR, so you can see it. I mean, Robertson's trying to play act there, pretending he's injured, but he's forgetting. It's not like the olden days where there's no VAR and they can go back. Now they're going to go back and look at incidents, and he's going to get some sort of booking here.
Yeah. Philip Cujo Aduna hoping for a draw in the early kickoff. Can't wait to see the Gunners beat Manchester City later this afternoon. Enjoying the live commentary in Accra in Ghana. TalkSport Live gives us the best commentary in the universe. There might be a small constellation in Orion with better commentary than ours, but I doubt it. Robertson is still on his haunches. He's still touching his ankle painfully.
He's still play acting.
Yeah. 55 minutes played. This has rather disrupted the flow of the second half, which was going quite nicely. Robertson has gone off, but it's not because of a red card. It's because of the need for further treatment. He's already lost Virgil van Dijk, Jurgen Klopp. He can't afford to lose another one. But I don't think any action's going to be taken. No, it's nothing at all. Not yellow, not red. Play on is the signal from Michael Oliver, who did have a conversation with his video. As he stumbled, he might have, there might have been
I think what he might get away with it is because he got a push from Mina first.
Yes, he did.
Maybe that's the reason he got away with it.
Here come Everton. James for once today. His pass is not a good one. Robertson is back on the field and running freely, so that's good news for Liverpool. Just a reminder, they lost Virgil van Dijk to what looked like a nasty knee injury. No news yet as to how bad or not bad that was, but it didn't look great. And obviously Seamus Coleman went off for Everton, injured too. Here's Doucouré, does well to find Ben Godfrey. Godfrey, though, caught in possession, and Thiago Alcantara finds Roberto Firmino. Firmino driving forward for Liverpool. It's a great run by the Brazilian into the penalty area, but the ball aimed for Henderson is blocked. It's only come out as far as Alexander-Arnold. Now Jordan Henderson. Again, good play by Everton on the edge of their box, and Richarlison will try and counter for the blue half of Merseyside as James finds Gomez, I should say. And here's Digne again. No sign of any reaction from Lucas Digne, who got injured on international duty with France. They beat Croatia in a repeat of the last World Cup final. Kylian Mbappe, who scored in the final, scored in that one as well. 2-1 France. Here's Digne. Ball's gone out of play. And it'll be a throw in to Liverpool. 57 minutes gone. Still one apiece. Sadio Mane very early for Liverpool. Equalised by Michael Keane with a header from a corner. Here's Gomez finding Robertson, who's clearly recovered from that injury. He's down the left-hand flank at pace, but then he manages to fall over at the vital moment. And all that good work, all that leg work is wasted with a stumble over and a fall to the ground.
I feel like that's how they can get them. They can get at Everton, because you know what James is like. He doesn't want to really track Robertson. He's not done it all game, so Robertson will always be free on that left-hand side. Richarlison, the opposite side, will track back.
Running Elf, listening while running the lakefront in Chicago. Nicole, that is. Lovely picture of... which lake is it in Chicago? I can't remember. Is it Lake Michigan? I'm not sure. My geography's let me down, but it looks nice. That's for sure. Great place for a run. I'm sure Nicole will let us know. Here's Decore. That's a lovely ball. He's found Calvert-Lewin, but Calvert-Lewin going away from goal at the moment, but playing a clever ball out to Digne. This is better from Everton. In it comes. Header away is by Mane, and then back in by Everton to James. James clips it in, away by Gomez this time for Liverpool, but Everton want to keep the pressure on, and Keane has played a wonderful ball to James, who plays it up to the far post. Oh, magnificent save by Adrian, or it would have been 2-1.
Looked like a foul there on Richarlison. I think if he went down, he would have been given a penalty.
Yeah, it was Richarlison's header. Fantastic ball by Keane to James, and James's cross was magnificent. Richarlison came in, he got the header, and Adrian did really well to block the header. We'll have another look and see in a minute probably whether that was a foul or not, but the referee said no, and there was no VAR involvement, so play goes on with Thiago Alcantara. Almost an hour played at Goodison Park between these two great rivals. The last time Everton won 8 consecutive games, I think it was 1895. It was against Liverpool, the 8th game, and they won 3-0. They're not going to win 3-0 today, but Richarlison had a chance to make it 2-1. Here's Gomez, though, for Liverpool, finding Fabinho. It's been an entertaining game generally, and you just sense there are more goals in it. Matip to Salah, who says he was pulled down. Michael Oliver disagrees, and Everton will drive it forward down the left-hand side. Oh, wow. Nate Berge in line waiting to vote in Memphis. That's in the American elections, hoping for an Arsenal victory later on. Won't ask you how you vote. I'm sure it's a secret ballot in America as it is here. I know who I'd be voting for, though. Anyway, here's Henderson for Liverpool, poking it forward towards Firmino. There's a jab of a toe there from Digne, which has taken the ball away from Firmino and behind for a corner kick to Liverpool. Now it's a chance for Liverpool. Seeded one themselves via that route in the first half. 61 minutes played. Plenty lining up in the box, waiting for Andrew Robertson's left-footed in-swinger. This could be a big moment, this. In it comes. There's Matip, but he can't get anything on it. Everton managed to clear. Digne under pressure from Salah sees the ball go out of play, so Liverpool will have a throw-in on this near side. Sadio Mane scampers across to take it. Scorer of Liverpool's early goal after 3 minutes. Might have had another in the first half, but put it wide. Here's Joe Gomez. Thiago almost lets it slip under his foot, but then produces a very good ball. Jordan Henderson's is less impressive, and Everton knock it away for a throw-in on the far side. Don't forget we've got Chelsea against Southampton coming up. We're looking again at Richarlison's header. I don't think there was any foul on him, and but it was a good chance, probably the best chance of the second half so far. Here's Fabinho for Liverpool. Clipping it over the top's too long for Salah. Out comes Jordan Pickford.
You can't really call it at the moment, can you? I feel like both teams
it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, both teams are making some good plays, but it's hard to call at the moment.
Well, the last 22 meetings between these two sides have seen 11 Liverpool victories and 11 draws. Everton would prefer a draw, obviously, but they are so desperate to break that losing sequence. It's the longest Liverpool have ever gone in their history against Everton without defeat in this long-lasting rivalry. Everton are the older club, actually. They started at Saint Dominguez as a club called Saint Dominguez Vale and were founder members as Everton of the Football League back in 1888. Here's clip forward by Gomez. It's a poor one.
It's been very poor this game, Gomez.
He looks a bit hurried, doesn't he? Yeah. Sometimes I think he might have a bit more time on the ball than he realises. Certainly then it was a rather poor ball forward. 63.5 minutes have been played in this derby. Can Everton make it 5 wins out of 5 at the start of the season? Something they haven't done since 1970, when they went on to win the title. Everton were pretty much shoulder to shoulder with Liverpool for much of the 70s and probably more 80s under Howard Kendall. They won the title in 85 and 87. Here's James Rodriguez, goes for goal. Adrian's down to his right hand side to push it away, and he got it all the way out to touch on the far side. James trying to curl it inside the post for his 4th goal of the season. It was a good effort, and Adrian reacted well. Everton throw. Digne, far side, wipes the ball on his blue shirt and prepares to fling it into the heart of Liverpool's penalty area. Yerry Mina, who's good in the air, has gone up for this one. In it comes, but it's only half cleared by Henderson. And James, well, very ambitious effort on the turn from 25 yards, and very inaccurate effort in the end off his left foot and miles over the top.
I think it's better though, that last attack from James getting a shot off, and Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison making some good runs, because that's where you want to see him, coming in off the right into that centre and getting shots off.
Here's Doucouré for Everton, and Calvert-Lewin finds James, but there's an offside flag. This is Bawale. Goodison Park is a lot of miles away from Nigeria, but yet it seems so close listening to you guys. Good job, I reckon, Everton, to take this one late on. Thanks very much. It's always pleasing that we can give you some sort of flavour of where we are. I know that obviously Merseyside is probably long distant from the likes of Lagos and Port Harcourt, but the game of football doesn't matter where you are, whether you're here or whether you're on a scrap of land somewhere. It's still the beautiful game. Thanks for the tweet. Keep them coming. Well, that's Jurgen Klopp's voice you can hear raised there. He's clearly not happy with the way Liverpool are playing at the moment.
I think he's not happy there for Adrian playing it from the lumping it forward. Because he's saying there's no one for the second balls, meaning that Firmino is on his own up there, so he wants him to play from the back, but he's obviously not comfortable playing from the back, so I think Klopp's putting a bit of pressure on his goalkeeper there.
We've got someone listening to us from a protest rally in Nigeria in Port Harcourt, listening, sunny, thank God, listening to you guys participating in a protest in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. End SARS protest. You're the guy. You guys are the best. I can attest to that. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Well, we're halfway through the second half at Goodison Park, and it's still Everton 1, Liverpool 1. No sign of any substitutions yet from either manager, other than the 2 that were forced upon them in the first half. Michael Keane takes a long free kick for Everton towards Calvert-Lewin. It's knocked away by Alexander-Arnold, and then Fabinho does well, and Liverpool sweep it forward. Mane chasing, Godfrey's underneath. It's not a particularly good header though. It's dropped for Sadio Mane, who drifts across towards the right-hand side and plays a good ball to Jordan Henderson. Henderson cuts it back in towards Salah. Nice turn by Mo Salah, but good defending by Alan to get the ball away. As far as Richarlison, who tries to find Doucouré to Alan again, and then James. Everton looking to play an expansive game across the field. It's come to Godfrey, who turns and swivels and sees his ball down the line, blocked by Andrew Robertson. It just seems odd watching a Merseyside derby with no atmosphere at all, but it's better than no football at all. Here's James. Raking crossfield ball doesn't find its intended target. It was headed away by Liverpool as far as Lucadinha.
Does feel like the sort of game, doesn't it? The next goal wins.
Yeah, I agree with you. Here's Ben Godfrey, but he's lost it. Fabinho's given it away as well to James. James drifting across field. He's caught in possession too, and that might be costly. Firmino for Liverpool, but the referee's going to bring play back and he's going to give Liverpool a free kick, and I think book Andre Gomez for a foul on Fabinho. So Gomez becomes the second Everton player to go into the book following James Rodriguez. All right, next goal wins it. It's like in the playground when it starts raining, isn't it? Sadio Mane, left-hand side, gets to the byline for Liverpool, cuts the cross in. Salah is there but can't get a touch. Richarlison on the edge of the box deals with it well, and Digne completes the clearance for Everton. But back come Liverpool again with Trent Alexander-Arnold finding Fabinho, and now Henderson trying to get past Gomez and get a cross in. Gomez tackles him well. It's gone up all about 6 or 7 yards from the corner flag on that far side. Trent Alexander-Arnold will take the throw in for Liverpool. We've got 20 minutes left at Goodison Park. It was after 20 minutes that Michael Keane made it 1-1. Is there time for a winning goal for either of these two teams? And if so, who will it be? Joseph Emmanuel says, your commentary is top-notch, you're doing well. I want Everton to win, though, because of my FPL. Is that I presume that's a fantasy league? I don't do those. Do you do one?
Yeah,
you do, don't you?
Yeah, I've got Salah captain, so it's not looking good at the moment. He's let me down.
Hasn't had a huge amount of impact on the game, Salah, has he, really?
No, and I feel like
one of his quieter
you look
games.
at the bench now, you've got Minamino, Jota.
Yeah.
You've probably got players that maybe Klopp can try and bring on to change this game.
Yeah, Jota scored against Arsenal, having joined Liverpool from Wolves in that 3-1 win. He also got a couple for Everton against Everton last season for Wolves, Jota. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold pushing it forward to Jordan Henderson, who's been absolutely tireless today, receiving instructions as we speak. Here's Gomez, who finds Matip. Matip just goes across halfway and finds Alexander-Arnold. Now Mane, clever ball. Firmino back to Mane to Fabinho. This is good from Liverpool. Jordan Henderson, bit of space, far side, crosses only half clip.
Whoa, what a goal.
Into the net for no chance at all. Mo Salah makes it a century of goals for Liverpool with that really good strike. More importantly, from his club's point of view, it might just have restored him after that horrible performance against Aston Villa, and Everton could be heading for their first defeat of the season. The goal coming in the 71st minute.
It's an unbelievable goal, but I mean, look at the defending. I mean, you got a big centre half there, Mina. You got to clear that with your left foot as high and far out of the stand you can. A little back heel there. I feel like you deserve to be punished.
Yep.
Schoolboy defending.
Great landmark though for Salah. I think he's only a sort of 17th Liverpool player to reach 100 goals for the club, and he's done it, I think, third quickest. Fantastic record. And as we said, I mean, you know, literally 2 minutes before we were saying he had not had much impact on the game, had been quiet, but such is the quality that, you know, he's the sort of player, it doesn't really matter how he's playing overall, he will find a goal from somewhere. Here's Firmino looking to find a third Liverpool goal which might settle it. He clips it into the edge of the box. There's a little touch there by Robertson, but it doesn't come through for Salah again. It's only Salah's second goal against Everton.
I feel like
all the
as
goals
well,
he scored is surprising.
I feel like as well this game, I feel like Decore, I mean, he's been a bit disappointing today, hasn't he? I feel like he could be one that might come off next. He hasn't really done much in the game.
No. The centre of Everton's midfield hasn't been quite as effective as in previous games. Here's Alexander-Arnold flicking it over the top, won't find Fabinho. Oh, Michael Keane's been robbed by Fabinho. Fabinho into the box for Liverpool. Keane recovered. It was a mistake initially by Michael Keane, but he got out of jail by tackling back and dispossessing Fabinho, who was looking to get into the penalty area. Jordan Pickford knocks it up to halfway. It meets Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin finds James. James diagonal ball to Sigurdsson, who came on after that goal by Salah. There's James. And Yerry Mina just inside the centre circle in the Liverpool half finds Alan. Socks rolled down to halfway. Little flick by Richarlison doesn't come off. Liverpool clear. What have Everton got now? They haven't really been in this position this season. Victories in all of their previous 4 games. Here's Calvert-Lewin. Brilliant defending by Robertson. Calvert-Lewin controlled it on his chest, was eyeing up a volley, and Robertson got it away. It's back in for Everton, but hooked away by Thiago. Salah loses it, but Henderson has brought Salah back into play here. Salah's rather languid ball doesn't reach Firmino, and Pickford will clear it. 15 minutes left at Goodison Park in the derby, and well, is Everton's miserable record against their arch rivals going to continue?
They look a bit deflated, don't they, at the moment, Everton? A bit like angry at the way they conceded that second goal, but Liverpool, they can still go and score more.
Here's Mane, who got the first one, finding Thiago. Thiago to Robertson. Robertson left-hand side, back into Thiago Alcantara, who pings it away across to the far side towards Salah. It's headed away by Digne. Nice touch by Henderson, though, and it's back in towards Salah. This is a chance for Mo Salah. Good covering defending by Michael Keane. Salah was licking his lips at the opportunity perhaps to have another thrash at goal, but Keane got across and made the vital intervention.
I think Jordan Henderson deserves a lot of credit as well.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like he's galvanised this team in the second half, and it was down to him really for that second goal.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, I agree. We're going to get Diego Jota coming on in just a moment for Liverpool, but first they've got a corner kick, and Trent Alexander-Arnold will take it. It'll be an out swinger from the England fullback. Up goes the header. It's a brilliant save by Jordan Pickford. Really well saved. That would have been curtains from Joel Matip's header if Jordan Pickford hadn't have made such a magnificent save there. He's kept his side in it, albeit at 2-1 down. Yep. Fantastic save.
Unbelievable save, and like we said, he's had his critics, but today he's been outstanding with his saves. His distribution hasn't been the best as well today, but I mean, look at this save. This is a world-class save.
It really is. I mean, it's going into the corner at pace, and he's got across, and he's not only saved it, but he's scooped the ball into a safe area as well. There was no chance of anyone following that up. Joel Matip thought he'd scored on his return from injury, but it remains Everton 1, Liverpool 2. And Roberto Firmino is the latest player to make way. He's going to be replaced by Diogo Jota.
Some player to be able to bring on, isn't it?
Yeah, Iwobi's coming on for Everton as well. So substitution for both teams. Doucouré, as you predicted, Gabby, is the man to go off. So he's replaced Doucouré possibly with a more attacking player, although Doucouré did play as a 10 for much of last season at Watford in their relegation campaign. Here's Mane. Clever ball away towards the far side. Digne gets the hook away. It'll drop for Henderson. Henderson finds Salah, who's going backwards at the moment. Diogo Jota, as I mentioned, has come on, scored 2 in a 3-0 win for Wolves against Everton last season.
Yeah.
And, of course, scored against Arsenal in Liverpool's 3-1 win here.
Some player to be able to bring on, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
As well.
Adrian's clearance, good play by Salah to find Henderson. Now it's Thiago. Thiago rarely wastes a pass, does well to find Jota. Jota on the edge of the Everton box finds Thiago. Thiago, that's another good ball. Here's Salah again, and this time Pickford has to just rather awkwardly push it away with both hands. It was struck hard but straight at the goalkeeper, who didn't have much time to size that up, but again he got it away into a safe area. Here's Thiago. Liverpool looking more likely to make it 3-1 than Everton are to equalise at the moment. It's Robertson. It's a flying header away. Thiago again, he's been excellent as well, hasn't he, Gabby?
They look possessed, Liverpool, again. They know they're going through little stages now, but they're looking to kill off the game. I'm sure that's what Klopp would want. Get them through it, the third goal, game done.
Yeah, perfect response to what was a disastrous performance last time out. That's the great thing about the Premier League, though, isn't it? You know, things like this can happen. They do happen. Just moments after the end of Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 6, we get Aston Villa 7, Liverpool 2.
Crazy, isn't it?
Just looking again at that shot by Salah, which Pickford, I think, saw late through a crowd of players and did as much as he could with. Joe Ely is with us, of course. Great commentary on the best of derbies. Yes, Chicago is on Lake Michigan. Thank you, I thought I was right. Listening on a 12-mile training run in Des Moines, Iowa, where there is no lake. That's a shame. Look forward to all today's matches. Thanks, Joe. Joe, you must be the fittest man in the United States, Joe. Every time we hear from you, you're on some sort of epic run. Here's Digne crossing for Everton.
It's a great goal.
Lewin with the header makes it 2-2. Scores for the 5th Premier League game running. And Everton have got themselves very quickly back into the game, equalising for the second time. It was Digne's cross from the left, and Calvert-Lewin's header was placed unstoppably into the corner. 10 minutes to go. Everton 2, Liverpool 2.
Wow, this is what he's been crying out for all game. Calvert-Lewin, it's a fantastic ball from Digne, and look at this. I mean, it's a mismatch, isn't it? Robertson doesn't even jump through it, and Calvert-Lewin, I mean, that's food and drink for him. And it's a great goal. Keeper, no chance.
Well, he's now the outright top scorer in the Premier League. He was level with Son Heung-min of Tottenham Hotspur, but he's now got his 7th Premier League goal. It's his 10th in all competitions, and 11th if you count the one he scored for England. He is absolutely in unstoppable goal-scoring form at the moment, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and he's given Everton an equaliser, which frankly we didn't particularly see coming. Liverpool were looking more likely to increase their lead.
But we said this though, didn't we, when Van Dijk went off? We said that they need to get more balls in the box, because Gomez is not going to give a leg to stand on when you got Calvert-Lewin challenging headers. So they need to do this for the rest of the game now, Everton.
He's brilliant in the air, Calvert-Lewin. It was a header for England against Wales, of course, which got his international goal-scoring tally up and running. Well, Liverpool have it all to do again. Twice they've led. Chance here though for Mane. Brave save, but the shot by Jota is just inches wide. Jordan Pickford rescued Everton there. Mane almost squeezed it in. It bounced up off the Everton keeper. No one was quite sure where the ball was. Jota did well, and then it was actually a header by Mane from Jota's initial shot, which squeezed wide. Goodness me. I can foresee quite a finish in this one. We've got 7.5 minutes left.
You wouldn't want to be a manager, would you? Ancelotti must be having a heart attack watching that.
It was almost Liverpool ahead for a third time there.
Yeah, but more good defending from Everton. You know, they're throwing their bodies on the line, and they really want to get something out of this game.
Got loads of Americans listening to us in interesting places here. I'll read this tweet in just a moment. Here, Liverpool looking to get forward. It's Henderson. A bit of space here for Trent Alexander-Arnold down the right-hand side. Shadowed finally by Digne. Plays a square ball in to Salah. Salah's dispossessed though, and James gets it forward, then goes down painfully, but play continues with Richarlison over on the far side. Are Everton going to have the last laugh in the derby? It's Richarlison. It's a poor ball. He was looking for Iwobi, but he put it behind him. James, surprise, he's back up and running after going theatrically to ground.
He's back down.
No, he's not. He's back down again. No, he is still down. I do beg his pardon. Maybe he is injured. Anyway, here's Jota for Liverpool. Finds Robertson. Robertson with the cross too long for Mane. And it'll be kept in on the far side, though, by Trent Alexander-Arnold. But Luca Digne gets across, and James Rodriguez, I don't think he's injured.
No,
he's spending more time shouting than grimacing, isn't he?
It wasn't a bad foul either for Fabinho. I mean, look, he doesn't really touch him.
No. What is etched on his face at the moment is annoyance rather than pain.
Yeah, it's a little touch, isn't it? Nothing big. I mean, Yames has got to get up there and play on.
I must take you back to this tweet. Ches Allen, great commentary, gentlemen. I'm covertly listening to another Reds victory, brackets you hope. At the moment that's not happening. While at my daughter's volleyball tournament in Birmingham, Alabama, is a nice picture of the kids wearing their red volleyball tops. You're pretending to cheer while listening to us. What'll happen if Liverpool score, you might jump up and down at the wrong time and people will get confused in the volleyball arena. But it's lovely to have you with us. Great pictures. Keep them coming. 2-2 here. Alan's just been booked for Everton, third Everton player to go into Michael Oliver's notebook as we look again at the header by Calvert-Lewin. What Calvert-Lewin has learned how to do, I think, is time his jump brilliantly, but direct his header superbly as well.
Yeah, 100%. He done really well there, didn't he? Great finish.
Here's Everton. They've got the taste for a victory now. It's James trying to find Richarlison. Richarlison has got Gomez in front of him, wide on the left-hand side. Here's James again. If anyone can create a goal, it's him. But that's a poor ball by his standards. Well, actually, by anyone's standards, it's gone straight to Adrian, who fields it. Adrian beaten, arguably, too easily from the first header by Keane, the second one from Calvert-Lewin. He had no hope. Here's Jota for Liverpool. It's end-to-end now, and the silly foul
Such
on
a
the
silly
edge
foul,
of the penalty
isn't it?
area.
You've got just jockey there. He's going nowhere.
Yeah, they've given away a free kick here in a dangerous position, Everton. It was Yerry Mina through the back of Sadio Mane, and this offers the Reds an opportunity. It's right on the near corner of the 18-yard box, only about a yard, 2 yards maybe, outside the area itself. And again, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson who are debating who might take it. My money would be on Alexander-Arnold, given it's a left-sided position, and he's right-footed and will be able to curl it in more dangerously perhaps than Robertson could. Pickford is screaming at his defenders. 4 minutes left at Goodison Park. Can Liverpool lead for a third time? It's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Well, he's, I think, tried to outwit Pickford, who was standing slightly to the right, and there was a lot of space to aim at, but he's got it the wrong side of the post, and Everton survived. Jorginho Wijnaldum is about to come on for Jurgen Klopp. Klopp doesn't look happy, does he, today? I mean, you know, we were talking about a reaction from the Villa game. He's certainly got that, but I think he's angry that at 1-0 and 2-1 they've conceded fairly straightforward, unchallenged headers twice.
Yeah, I mean, they're such a good team, aren't they, going forward, Liverpool, but this is going to be like send shivers through the league, because they've conceded 7, now 2 again, and they look really open from set pieces, which some teams are going to punish them for this season.
It's the third game running that Everton have conceded 2 goals at home as well. They let in 2 against West Brom, 5-2 win, and 2 against Brighton in a 4-2 win, and 2 more today. The goals just keep coming in the Premier League. I think this is the 5th commentary I've done. I'm personally up to 23 goals, I think, in the sad, tragic way that I keep note of these.
That's what Henderson. I mean, that's what Pickford does there. Oh, red card.
Hang on, we're going to get a red card. Who's it going to be shown to? James is involved.
Richarlison, I think.
Is it Richarlison?
Yeah,
I'm not sure I saw the incident, but Michael Oliver has got a red card in his hand. We've had 4 goals and we're now going to get a sending off.
But you see what that comes from, though? That comes from Pickford.
Well, Richarlison's on the floor holding his calf. I must admit, I didn't see the incident.
I did see it, to be fair. It was, he's Richarlison, a bad tackle on Thiago. Was late.
Yeah, Thiago's also down. Here we go. Well, the ball is... Oh, goodness gracious me. Off you go, Richarlison. No doubt. He comes flying in. Absolutely studs up. Ooh. Oh, that's horrible. Bye-bye. I'm sorry. You can't do that and stay on the field. And Michael Oliver had no hesitation at all. And Richarlison is dismissed with 3 or 4 minutes left at Goodison Park. If you include stoppage time, it might give Liverpool an edge as they look for a winner in this game. Carlo Ancelotti is gesticulating. When he sees it properly, and he may have seen it in real time, he will no doubt have some words for Richarlison. That was a terrible challenge, and the only option is a red card, and that's what he's going to get when he finally gets up off the field. I mean, it serves him right, really, that he's got injured, but it's stupid from the Brazilian. And as soon as he gets up and looks round, he'll see a red card.
A silly challenge to make. There's no need to dive in like that, but we do see, and we call it a striker's challenge, don't you?
Yeah, but it was a straight red.
Yeah, 100%.
It was a straight red. So 3 yellow cards and a red for Everton today. They've still got a few moments to play. We're into the last minute of the 90, but this incident will add time on. Richarlison, well, he's a hugely talented player, but he does at times make the wrong decision, and goodness only knows what he was thinking there, because it was right in the middle of the pitch as well.
I don't understand
it wasn't as if he was trying to stop a goal or anything.
I don't understand why he's still arguing. I mean, get off the field. You can see it on the screen here, but he's arguing over something.
Well,
but it's a bad
he does
foul.
have this slightly irritating streak about him, Richarlison. I mean, as a Watford supporter, I saw a lot of him, and he's a wonderful player, but he does have this tendency to be petulant and at times reckless, and that was reckless. He's down the tunnel. There are 5 minutes to be added on. Gini Wijnaldum is coming on for Liverpool to replace Fabinho for those last 5 minutes of stoppage time. Can either of these two teams win the game?
I think Liverpool can use this to their advantage. It could be a bit longer than 5 minutes. So,
well, Ancelotti will be even more furious with Richarlison if Liverpool use their numerical advantage to steal a victory here. As it stands, Everton will still be top with 13 points, 5 games. Liverpool second with 10. Here's Robertson. They'd like to be able to make it 12, Liverpool. Here's Jota finding Thiago. Thiago goes one way and then the other. He looks so composed on the ball. Here's Jota again, trying to find Robertson. Liverpool buzzing around but not making much headway at the moment. They're into the box now, though. Robertson, just a slightly heavy touch, takes it away from him and allows Everton to make the clearances. Come all the way back to Joel Matip. We've had a minute of the 5 to be added on in this 237th derby, which has been very entertaining. Here's Robertson, and the ball clipped over the top towards Mane, who then collides with Jota, and the two end up on the deck. I don't think either gave the other a shout. They ended up running into each other. They're both okay. Here's Thiago. Liverpool desperate to create a winning goal, and they have. Jordan Henderson has side-footed into the net. We thought Pickford had saved it. It popped up, but it's bounced over the line. And Liverpool, just moments after Richarlison was red-carded, have gone in front for a third time and potentially a decisive time. The 92nd minute, Jordan Henderson pops up with the goal. It's Everton 2, Liverpool 3.
Or is he offside,
Is there an offside against Sadio Mane in the build-up, though?
If there's not, I still feel that Pickford's got to do better, hasn't he?
Yes.
I mean, he's made some great saves, but he's got to keep this out. It's sort of straight at his left arm.
Well, I thought he'd saved it. I was about to call it as a save, and somehow it bounced over him and into the net. And Jordan Henderson, who has never lost a derby game, looks like he's got the winner in this one. Fantastic celebration from Jurgen Klopp, who's delighted. We're looking at I don't think he can be offside there. It's his elbows level.
Looks level, doesn't it?
He's onside.
It looks level to me.
They're checking it. They are checking it. Surely it's not going to be disallowed.
What a shame that'll be for Pickford, though, after such a great game. To another howler to cost him.
But he's done it a lot. That's the 12th goal in his Everton career that 12th mistake that Pickford's made that's led to a goal. He's surely onside here. They're not really going to tell me that his elbow is a millimetre off. So they're doing that strange thing where they draw lines across. You can't score, though, can you, with your elbow? So it'll be a goal. What's been given? It's offside. It's been disallowed.
Wow.
I don't believe that. That is absurd.
Wow.
Jordan Henderson is rightly furious. That is ridiculous. He's level with two defenders. His elbow, it looks to me as if his elbow might have been offside.
But you can't score with your elbow.
Well, I agree with you, but I don't know. I'm
that's the rule. You can't score with your elbow.
I'm confused about the rules, quite frankly, but it looks as if Everton have got out of jail. Well, that is hard on Liverpool.
Wow.
But, well, I mean, you know, it's it's going to open up the debate once again. Klopp is talking to Ancelotti and has a smile on his face, but it's an ironic smile from the Liverpool manager. I mean, when you freeze frame that, what possible advantage did Mane have? He was facing away from the ball, waiting to make his run. There's loads of arms dangling around. They're all level with each other. I just cannot see for the life of me how on earth the game of football is served by a decision like that. Everton will take it all day long, of course, but the game of football is being ruined by those sort of ridiculous decisions, I think.
100%, I agree.
It's absurd. Anyway, we're still playing and we're in the 95th minute. It'll be even worse for Liverpool if Everton go and score here. Alan, though, great tackle by Wijnaldum. And Liverpool with